how do you see yourself in this setting of lifelong learning throughout your career?
Wow, that's actually a good question. I've never thought about it this way, but I can say that like life learning and learning something new every day, it's like that's a daily habit, meaning like whatever you do, you can learn something new every day, and you want to do it basically because you want it, but also the whole world is moving forward, and if you won't do it, you'll stay in the back. So I think that I don't know what I'm going to learn because I have like so many days in my life to learn. But I know that like, and you should do it too, like set up a goal to every day to learn something new. And I know that there are a lot of YouTube channels that like every day they uploading some video about like something you new that you didn't know. So you can do it too. But yeah, you have to do it. You have to learn something new every single day.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 6 of the Future Economist podcast, where we talk to students who will be the economists of tomorrow. We talk to alumnus who are now top executives at amazing companies around the world. And last but not least, we are talking to academics who give special insights on economics. This podcast is supported by the Reichman University. But now let's get started. So on today's episode, I'm very happy to have here Bar Bettash, who is a first-year student at the Business Administration and Economics Bachelor Degree program at Rafael Recanati International School at Reichman University. Yeah, I succeeded to say all this very long affiliation. Bar, it's so wonderful to have you.
Thank
Very,
you.
very happy you came to our podcast. And I think we'll start with asking you to tell us who you are, where did you come from, how did you become a student here?
So my name is Bar Bettash. I'm 22 years old. I'm Israeli, born and raised here. I'm from Krayot, which is in the north of Israel. And it was a really weird journey for me to come to Reichman University because actually my whole dream was to study abroad in the US. And then COVID hit and stuff. So I one time I went to the gym with my father, and someone said something about the IDC that it got like a international school, and I thought like maybe I'll give it a try. Let's look for it on Google. So I found Reichman University, the international school, and now I'm here. It's like mixed of the both worlds, like the best of the both worlds here.
Yeah, because you're in Israel, but you are in the international community.
Yeah, right. And because of the COVID rules and stuff, I managed to be here in Israel and be like, also the all the environment with the students, but also with the material itself. I think that it's really different and more rich than what the Israeli universities are doing.
Okay, in what way?
Like when I talk to my friends who study economics in Israel, they got some like the traditional stuff, and I think that here in Reichman University, all the lecturers are talking about like wider things and are giving example like from the real life, like real situation, and you can really feel that the lecturers here are like such of friendly, like friendly mentors. So it's really different. Like you don't have this professional distancing.
So that's, well, I don't know if you would get that in the States as well, but I guess this is definitely something that is very, I would say, typical to Reichman University. I agree with you. But what drew you into in the beginning? Why did you want to go to study abroad? Why were you so drawn to English? You're Israeli, you speak Hebrew,
Yeah,
right?
so actually a news channel did a review on this thing. Like one of the most biggest issues in the education in Israel, it's the thing with speaking English properly. Meaning like in high school in Israel, you get to learn English, but not how to speak and how to talk and how to manage your life in English properly. So I thought that if I will do it, it's gonna help me a lot in my future, and not only in my professional future, also in real life situation when you're traveling and so.
Mm-hmm. And when you chose this business administration and economics, did you have in mind like a dream job? How did you choose this topic?
Yeah, so I'm into finance and investment since I was 15ish. So like this is my whole life, and my end goal is to open a fund of myself. And I thought that like being here, it's like a huge milestone that I need to do, and I'm glad that I did.
So tell me a little bit, what do you mean from age 15?
So
Who starts to be an investor in age 15?
So I really like the investment world, and I started by looking at Google and finding some like online courses and stuff, and I started doing this, and then I started to meet some people, and manage some accounts, like some portfolios, and yeah, just like it's rolling.
No, it's amazing that, at 15, it sounds to me very young to start. So the question is, what was like, were you interested in stocks? Were you interested in making money? What was the motive?
I think that like when I watched the TV, it was like all those managers and like CEOs were so like heroes, because you're not a politician, but you can move and do things like the thing with the Gates Fund, Bill Gates, the thing that he did in Africa. So I was really amazed by this, and I thought that like, well, once you get into this world, you can change and do so many stuff for better, like do some good stuff in the world.
Mm-hmm. So that's interesting because it's not normally the motive. Many times people just want to say, okay, I wanna be rich, I want to have a jet, I want to have a good life, I want to go to the Caribbean. They don't necessarily say, okay, I want to start a fund that will help the world.
Yeah, but in everything in life, like if you do it for the money, you will not be good in it, because the money it's not about the money, it's about the value that you can give, whether it's if you're a lecturer or a investor or an athlete. It's about the value, not about the money.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know if everybody agrees to that, but I agree with you. I mean, I can tell you that I personally definitely identify with this kind of thinking. And so tell me a little bit about your evolution, because you are not a regular student. It's most of my students come first because it's an international program. We have a lot of young students who come right after high school. We do have a lot of students who come right after the military service here in Israel, but they're not very experienced in the working world necessarily. Only, they did a lot of, interesting and important things in the army, but not necessarily in the business world. And then I think that you do come with different backgrounds. So can you tell us a little bit about your background in this respect and how it connects to your studies later?
Okay, so I'm an IPO analyst by the SEC. IPO, it's meaning initial public offering, a private company that wants to become public. So I do have some background and experience in the economics world, and I really feel that the degree is really supporting my job. Because, look, Yael always says to us that in economics, it's about making decisions and see like what is the owner of the business can do or what the government can do. And the thing is, as an IPO analyst, the most important thing in your job is to look back on a company and try to understand why the managers decided to do this one or this thing. So I think that it's really mixed up. Like, now when I study economics, I can understand better why they did this action and not this part. We have the whole thing with the opportunity cost, and
you can say, well, our audience did not take the class, so I'm not sure they know what is the opportunity cost. But opportunity cost is in general what you sort of give up when you make decisions. So what is the road not taken, I would say. So how is it related to your world?
So sometimes you like look back on companies and you're trying to understand like they could do this action. Why they did this thing? But then you look back and you look that, oh, right, they could save some money, but they invested it in this part and not in this, should I say, project. And then it started to like a puzzle, it started to fill up all the gaps. So also the thing with taxes and subsidize, sometimes companies can invest money and try to make their product subsidize, fit to the subsidy of the government.
To be eligible to a subsidy.
Really, yeah, right. So when you look on this and you not understand what's about subsidy, what is it? So you're like, they're wasting money. But then you understand that the subsidize can make a higher demand for this product, and then it's rolling.
I see. It's interesting when you're talking about these decisions, when you try to understand the decisions, is because you do not have all the information about the company. So if you understand the decision, it's sort of like reveal the information that is lacking, that you don't have. So sort of. And tell me, how did you become an IPO analyst?
So I did a course of the SEC that it's called the IPO analyst course, and I just studied it for like 7 months. And it was tough. It was intense.
Tough.
Yeah.
How? So it sort of like was a daily thing. It was a really serious professional course.
Yeah, exactly. It was like 4 hours a day, 5 times a week, and it's really like getting inside the ugly things, to roll up your sleeves and like go inside the deepest part of the companies.
And did you like it?
Yeah. Like finally, I knew how to analyze a company like from 0 to 100. Like fully.
And so it seems to me that you came here already knowing how to do that, which is quite advanced.
Thank you.
Yeah. And so how do you see yourself now when you're in this community, which is very diverse, very international? And you have a lot of students with different backgrounds. How do you find yourself? What is your experience?
It was actually pretty good. Like, I've never had some friends that are non-Israelis, and Israelis are special. You get to know so many people from so many places worldwide. So it's funny because no matter where I'll go, like I'll have some friend or like family of friend over there that can help me. Yeah, and even like last week, one of my classmates came to my place and we hang out together.
In Krayot?
Yeah, in Krayot.
Wow. Where was this classmate from?
He's from Canada.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So how did you like Krayot?
It was different, I think, like in his opinion. Yeah.
But that's great.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm thinking, I must tell you that, I interview a lot of students, and it's very, very interesting to see how different students bring so many different, different experience and different ways to think about the education. We talked a lot about work, but what are the extracurricular activities? Have you participated here in clubs or, other activities of students?
So I'm a part of the emerging market clubs.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, which is like an entrepreneurship club, but I really like it because again, like they took one or two students that are from the economics world, and 1 or 2 persons that are like entrepreneurs, and 1 or 2 that are like I don't know, into biology and stuff. So then you get to know all these people, and you started to think about projects. And it's really cool.
So what kind of projects are you interested in this club?
So now we are just starting in our second semester. We're starting the project, but we've talked a lot about like solar energy and NSO, the thing. Like we met the CEO of NSO.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is funny for Israelis, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And in what purpose when you talk about emerging markets?
So,
how is it related?
So they wanted to bring people that will talk about the future of the industries. So meaning solar, electricity, cybersecurity, a lot of stuff.
So that's very general. It's not necessarily about the emerging markets, right?
Yeah, but they wanted to bring people from industries and topics that will draw attention,
Mm-hmm.
like in the future, also now, and just like give us, a bit of taste from everything,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can choose like whatever you like more or less. So it's
So
really cool.
have you chosen already?
No, like I think that as an economics, future economics,
Future economist,
yeah,
yeah.
right. You really need to touch everything, like
To taste everything,
yeah,
to
but
try everything.
to try and like touching, I mean to experience a little bit. Like when I'm looking as an IPO analyst, I'm looking at a medical company,
Mm-hmm.
so I need to do a research about the medical stuff, about the diseases or the drugs,
Mm-hmm.
So and then when I look about I don't know, like software company, I need to do a research and look what is the software,
Mm-hmm.
what is the software itself,
Mm-hmm.
So economics is about every aspect in word, and that's what I like in economics.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I chose not to choose.
You chose not to choose. You mean where? In economics or in this emerging club
in the
market?
emerging club market, yeah.
You're still trying everything.
Yeah, right.
But what is the purpose? At the end, you're going to be a project that you're going to initiate something, or you're going to be entrepreneurs. You're going to start something.
Yeah, so it's the first year of the club.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the main goal in our second semester, to do some project,
Mm-hmm.
meaning taking like groups of one people from this industry and one from this industry, and then you need to come up with some a solution for something and try to
For a
develop
real world problem.
Yeah, exactly.
And the end, the purpose is to start a company.
I don't know if this is
The goal.
the main goal, but maybe yes. I don't
Yeah, there are a lot of ideas that start here.
know. Yeah.
It's a very entrepreneurial place, I would say. A lot of student activity start as some very, I would say, innocent student clubs that end up with all kind of wonderful ideas.
Yeah, like Reichman University has like 13 unicorns, I
Yes.
think.
Yeah.
And a few companies that I actually took part, like myself, in the IPO world,
Uh-huh.
like
Where?
SimilarWeb.
So what, you study them or what?
So yeah, I was one of the analysts that like researched them
Mm-hmm.
back in the days.
Mm-hmm.
So it was cool because now I'm here and I can meet a lot of people from this company and talk and like have a connection with some managers that studied in the same class that I study right now.
Oh, it was one of your projects?
Yeah, back in the day.
When you were said, I
Yeah.
actually heard about, they gave talk here recently. I heard about the talk that they gave about this company. It is a really amazing company.
Yeah.
Yeah, and do you have other clubs, or this is the main activity now?
No, this is the only club.
This is the only club.
Yeah.
I always look at the student club here at IDC, and I'm at Reichman University, and I always tell myself, if I was a student here, I would not know what to choose. There's so many options.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I think like 15 clubs, maybe more.
Yeah, and I think that it's part of the education. It's not something that you're saying, okay, now I want to focus on my studies. I think it is part of the education. It's part of the extracurriculars that is enriching yourself and, making you a better professional in the future.
And it's really cool that, like, if you study economics, you can choose communications or diplomacy clubs and like whatever you want. So if you want to do something like, but you don't study it directly, you can do it. You can learn it here during through the clubs. Yeah.
So you came with the experience. We know you're interested in finance. What do you want to do after you graduate?
So I'm actually into, I'm into the master's degree here, the fast track. Like I really want to do it, but
the financial economics one?
Yeah.
Or the behavioral economics?
No, the financial one, of course.
Of course, yes.
Yeah.
Fast track, I would just explain that we allow very few, very, very strong students to start in their third year, the master's degree, and finish in 4 years, the 2 degrees.
Yeah.
It's quite challenging, I must say.
I actually didn't think about it at the beginning, but like 1 or 2 weeks, like through the first semester, I was so into like the like what we're studying
Uh-huh.
that I was like, yo, I'm gonna do the masters, you know.
That's nice that you started to think about the
Yeah.
masters like in the
Yeah,
first few weeks.
my mom was shocked, like, you
Yeah?
know.
I was like, another degree?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I can tell you that even, the nice thing about the masters in financial economics here is that it doesn't matter if you're doing it in the fast track or not the fast track. At the end of the day, you have the masters. And I think it's a very, very, you are correct that it's a very good degree. I did something similar back in the days in Tel Aviv University. It was a master's in economics. And I think it was a bit similar, but here you have more opportunities. Sometimes, internships abroad. There are a lot of things.
Yeah.
Very exciting developments since I was a student, I can tell you. Not that I complain at all, but I do think it's a very good education. So, but do you have like a future, like career path that you're thinking about?
So currently, I'm thinking about starting to work in some fund, maybe a hedge fund or investment banking. Because as I said, I want to open a fund of myself
Mm-hmm.
or like investment, like some kind of an ownership. So yeah, I think that I want to try this like experience in the big companies.
Mm-hmm.
So I know how to open one of myself.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely think it's a very good training.
Yeah, exactly.
It's sort of like a good way to learn, the game in the big firms, and then, don't do all the mistakes from the beginning. You can actually learn a lot from others. Okay, so the last question I have is, what do you think the concept of university will look like in 20 years?
Ooh.
We talk here
Wow.
about the future of education. This is one of the things, and it's really interesting to sample everybody and see what they think would be the future.
So I think that in 20 years, university gonna have a lot of like functional real life courses. Do you
What
know
do you
what I
mean
mean?
by that?
So like university today is not meant to get you ready to the labor market.
Mm-hmm.
It's about researching and understanding like the basis.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that university gonna include some like real life courses if you're gonna be an analyst or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So because now you can see a lot of boot camps. You know what is that?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that the university themselves are going to open some boot camps or even like involve them inside the degree itself.
Mm-hmm. I must say, I'm total. I when I think about it, I envision the industry being more intertwined with the university. So I would
Yeah.
not say exactly boot camp necessarily, but I see. I mean, I think we sort of feel the same, that there's a room for more collaboration.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It has to be.
It has to be, right? Even though, we in university always, prepared students for the whole career, not necessarily for the certain job or one job. We actually have a broader vision. Okay, so in the past, you would go to university, get a degree. You would go to the labor market, maybe go back to another degree, and that's it. And you're done. And you're, fully equipped, and nobody expects you to learn anything new. And people did many times the same jobs over and over again. And today we are in a new world. And we need to learn all the time. We talk a lot about the lifelong learning. And I must say that for you, it seems that you started really early. Like age of 15, I think if you started to do it before we started to talk about lifelong learning. So tell me about how do you see yourself in this setting of lifelong learning throughout your career?
Wow, that's actually a good question. I've never thought about it this way, but I can say that like life learning and learning something new every day, it's like that's a daily habit. Meaning like whatever you do, you can learn something new every day, and you want to do it. Basically because you want it, but also the whole world is moving forward, and if you won't do it, you'll stay in the back. So I think that I don't know what I'm going to learn because I have like so many days in my life to learn. But I know that like, and you should do it too, like set up a goal to every day to learn something new. And I know that there are a lot of YouTube channels that like every day they uploading some video about like something you knew that you didn't know. So you can do it too. But yeah, you have to do it. You have to learn something new every single day.
Wow, that's ambitious.
Yeah, thank
That's
you.
ambitious. A lot of people say, yeah, of course, we're going to learn all our life and so on. But you're saying every single day.
Yeah, why not? Like it can be like a 5 minutes routine, like every night, you know.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I mean, okay, you challenged me now to that I would make sure that I do that because I must tell you I do sympathize with it because I read a lot. So you know whenever you read you learn something new. But I never thought about, making a goal to learn something new every day. That's really a nice message.
There's actually a podcast. I think they like taking every book and summarize it for 5 minute podcast. So you can do it also. It's really cool. Yeah.
I think it's an app. There's an app
I think
like
so.
this. Yeah.
It's cool.
Yes, it's not good for my business, but but it's additional thing.
Watch episode 1 to understand the joke.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so I want to thank you so much, Bar, for coming.
Thank you for
and
having
sharing
me.
your world with us. It was really an insightful conversation, and I really, really appreciate your time and coming all the way from the Krayot.
Yeah, up in the north.
Up in the north, yes. And now I'm going to just finish and say to our audience that if you're a student and you like this conversation and you're interested in the degree in business administration and economics at Reichman University, make sure you check out the link in the description below and you'll find there everything you need to know about the degree. If you want to come to an open day here in Herzliya, you're more than welcome to join us. Make sure to subscribe to this podcast. You will hear more interesting episodes from students. You will hear other alumnus. You'll hear faculty members and other lecturers and students. So make sure you subscribe. Thank you very much for listening today. And for everybody that's watching, thank you for watching. And I'll see you and hear you in the next episode. Have a great day.